Please, please hold your applause. I would like to thank all of my fans and supporters who have helped me get this far. My granny squares are ready to start the coat. Okay, you can applause now. All right. Okay, good morning. So all of the granny squares are ready, and now I can finally start making a granny square jacket, coat, cardigan thing. So I can start laying out the pieces now. Let's get started. Oh, one more thing. If you want to know how much black yarn it took to go around the edges of all of the granny squares I've done, this is what's left of one ball of Pound of Love yarn. This is a brand new one, so you can see, do your own calculations. This much is left. This is what a full one looks like. That's how much it took. All right, so my granny squares are quite large, so I think I'm going to start out here and sew these all together, and then we can kind of build off of it from here. So this would be like the upper shoulder part, the back, and then this is like around the front. This is like where the neck and head would be. Yeah, because my granny squares are so large, I think I'm just going to start out with this, and then if I need to make it wider or longer, which I want to make it really long. And I also would love to make a hood. That's another thing. So I think I'll get this basic shape sewn together and then we'll go from there. All right, so I've sewn together my first row. So all of these are attached. Now I'm going to attach these three, and then from there I'll attach these and then these. All right, it's currently 9:30. I've sewn this initial part together. So basically, this is what I've done so far. It'll definitely need to be like steamed to make it look better. Let me just, oh yeah, this will be cute. I kind of want it to be like a long duster coat. Yes. This is looking better than I thought it would actually. Cool. This is going to be pretty epic. Very cute. Nice bright pops of color. All right. Let me think of my next step. Okay, I think I've come to a decision. So this is like my shape, you know. This goes over, this is the front part that I just folded down. What I think I'm going to do is kind of stitch up the sides. And when I have the sides together, I'll be able to, I guess, add it to there. This will make it easier for me to like try on as I go. So that's my thought. I think I have plenty to make a hood as well. So I think I might make a hood, And I'll attach the sides here. And then I don't know if I want to use granny squares on the sleeves or just crochet those in black. That's something to think about. Yeah. Alright, I had to put my phone on the charger for a little while because it was almost dead, and that's what I film with. But while I waited for my phone to charge, let me flip this. I don't want the same color right next to each other. That's fine. I'm fine with it being catty corner. Basically, these are the two pieces for my hood. I'm going to make this the back seam, so I'm going to sew that together. And then these two edges will end up being sewn together as well, I think. Yeah? At least that's... We'll see if I like how it looks after it's on the body of my, like, granny square jacket. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this up, and then we'll attach it and see if it looks good. Alright, so this hood is 2 squares by 4. I pinned the center. It's hard to see because it's black, but I pinned the center to the center back of my cardigan or jacket or coat, and I've just kind of pinned along. So I'm basically going to sew this hood all the way around here to attach it, and then afterwards I'll be seaming this together and it'll make a hood. Yeah. Alright, so I took off the hood. I probably shouldn't have weaved in those ends because that made it more difficult to remove, but here's my coat base. So far, I'm using the hood as a coaster right now. I actually really need to make coasters. My husband asked me to make some, so I probably should do that. I mean, whatever granny square, if there's granny squares left over, I could use those as coasters, honestly. Anyways, I'm going to work on the length because I do want to add length to this. I'm going to figure out how many more granny squares I want to put into making this longer. And I have an idea that, you know, I might make like a couple strips, and then I might make it to where there's like gores in between the granny squares. Hopefully this makes sense, so that it makes the coat flare more towards the bottom of the coat. So it's not just straight down, up and down. It'll add more shaping to it. So I'm kind of thinking of doing that. So far, my hood's been a fail. I didn't really like how that first hood turned out. So I might have to look up granny square hoods or crochet hoods and see if there's another way that I'd like better. But for now, I think I'm just going to work on the length. Good morning. It is currently Wednesday. In the morning, it should be about 8 p.m. now. I did make the base of my granny square sweater thing. What are you meowing at? I have foster kittens running around, so they're meowing. So I made the base. Now, yesterday I also assembled some panels, 3 squares long. So today I will be sewing these panels onto this to make it longer because, oh my gosh, they're so hyper. What are you doing? Timmy, stop playing with the cord. Timmy. Well, I'm going to sew these on to make the coat longer because I want this to be like a duster, long coat length, you know? Oh my gosh. Timmy. 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 Come here, Timmy. This is Timmy. He's obnoxious. Okay, okay. Ridiculous. Alright, so I am pleased with the length. I just pinned, I used stitch markers to kind of keep the panels in place so that I could check if I would like the length or not, which I did like. Now I am considering undoing the yarn holding this group, this row, this way of granny squares, because these squares are the ones that are around my hips. And I actually would love it if I opened it up and made the flare start from there. So I might need to do a slight bit of surgery on my coat to add in that flare that I want. I am kind of thinking I'm going to do that. So I will be back eventually. Alright, so I completed my first two gore pieces. So at the tops of where I inserted more black yarn, on each side of the panels before they were attached, I started with single crochets, moved into half double crochets, then double crochets, and then closer towards the bottom, you see how there's lots of space in between each one of these? Those are treble crochet stitches. So it kind of gives a flared shape to the bottom slightly. I think for the next two ones, I do love how this looks. It looks so nice. I love how it looks. I love the texture of it. Anyways, so I have two more of these that I need to do, one on each side. I did the two seams in the back section of the coat panels. So these ones aren't attached yet. These are separate. So this is like the center front area. This panel, it's not attached yet. So I like to start on this edge, and I'll start there and crochet along, doing single crochets, half double crochets, then double crochets, and then treble crochets near the bottom to make it flare out more. I might do even more on these front panels, side front, basically areas, just to add a little bit more flare into those ones, if it makes sense. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on that. I just made some coffee. I'm going to continue on. All right, good morning. It is March 20th, Thursday. I think what I plan on doing is doing the sleeves today, and then crocheting some more volume in the front of my granny square coat in black, and then my granny square coat will be complete. I didn't like how the hood looked with the granny squares, so I took those apart, And I'm going to use the squares as sleeves. So like these are going to be the sleeves. For the upper part of the arm, I'm going to crochet a little bit more. I'll probably just do granny stitches and have it taper down, so like towards the bottom of the sleeve it tapers, so kind of like a shape like this, you know. And that'll be my sleeve. We'll attach it to the coat and then we'll essentially be done with this project. I might revisit doing a hood later, but I didn't like how the granny squares looked at a hood, so I don't know if I would just need to crochet a hood in black. But those are decisions that I'll make as I go. But let's do the sleeves. Okay, so I just attached the sleeves. Hi, Timmy. And I'm almost done with this project. What I want to do now is I want to do some crocheting around this edge, like along the front, behind the neck, and then back, to just kind of make all the edges cohesive and provide a little bit more coverage in the front. And then I think we'll be done. Okay, I finished the granny square coat. I love how it turned out. It looks really cool and I would make another one. Some changes I would make. I steamed this after I finished it to loosen up the fibers because it was kind of tight. And after steaming it, I think it got a little too long for me. I'm only 5'1". And basically it drags on the ground now. So next time I would probably do one square, at least one square shorter, so that it doesn't drag on the ground and get caught on things. Yeah, I actually really love how it turned out. It's like wearing a blanket, and I love that. It's very cozy, comfy, warm. The granny squares are just so cute. I really like it. So I love the project. There was one slight regret of, you know, it's slightly too long, but I can live with it. I think I'll still keep it and wear it, like especially on like really cold days when you just kind of want to snuggle up and wear a blanket. It's basically wearing a blanket. Anyways, this is gonna be it for this video. Thank you for joining me. Oh, make sure you like this video and subscribe. If you watched this far, you practically have to now. Okay, thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a good day. Okay, bye.